Xin Ciao, what's up everybody? How we doing out there? Let me know in the comment section. On this video today, we were walking around in District 1 in Saigon. We're going to talk about the highly walkability of Saigon, of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. It's a very walkable city, especially if you position yourself properly when you do move here. So we're going to talk about that in this video as we walk around. This is the new bridge. It's been done for about a year and a half. It connects D1 over to D2. Really a non-desirable area in D2 does it connect, but it does help with rush hour traffic. If you're new to the channel, I am a fat American that left America in 2019 as I had saw things were already getting bad with economy, money, etc., etc., etc. I now live in Vietnam. I travel around the world. I mainly travel Southeast Asia. I usually go to a new country every 2 months. So a lot of my videos are about Saigon and then whatever city we're going to. I also do IRL streaming. So I walk around with a phone or a stream setup and I stream. That's on kick.com/fatandbro. So yeah, if you position yourself correctly when you move to Saigon, you can walk pretty much everywhere, especially if you really position yourself correctly. Now there's this big debate, and it seems to still be going on, of where the cheap expat moves here and he's really proud to be cheap and he's really happy that he moved here and he can live off 10 shillings a month, and you know, he wants to live in a shithole and 45 minutes away from the center of the city, and he's saving big bucks and living the high life. Now that's cool, man. If you're some like aloof and you want to just hang out at your house and you don't need access to the city, sure, you can go live in the suburb nice and cheap and save your money. Now if you're a normal person and you like to actually experience a city that you moved halfway across the country for, you'll want to position yourself probably you're in District 1. District 2 seems to be the real the two hottest places that people really live right now that move to Saigon is District 1, where I'm at right now, District 2, which is across this bridge, and the main area in District 2 that the white people like to go to is called Thao Dinh, and Thao Dinh's about 20 minutes away from here. Those are really the two main areas where white people tend to move to when they move to Saigon. There's also District 7, which usually is for Koreans, but that's becoming international. So a lot of other people moving here potentially stay in District 7. You can get a pretty good deal. Now, I'm sorry, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I don't see that there's any... Okay, I'm gonna go live in District 2 to save $200 a month on rent. Okay, let's do $200 times 12. Okay, that's a lot of money, $2,400, right? We're talking 2,400 smackaroonies a year. But is that $2,400 really gonna be enough to take care of my half-hour commute every single day, 2 ways? And is that really gonna entice me to live somewhere where I can't really walk everywhere? Now, when you do live in Thao Dinh, it can be inclusive. You can do all your shopping there, all your eating there, and never really leave there, which is typically what happens when someone does move to Thao Dinh. Now, the good thing about District 1, if you don't know this, is District 1 is directly in the center of Saigon. I never say Ho Chi Minh City, by the way, because no one calls it that. It's Ho Chi Minh City on paper, but you'll never catch a Vietnamese call it Ho Chi Minh City. Maybe someone from the north would, but a true Saigonese that's born and raised in Saigon will call Ho Chi Minh City Saigon. So you'll always hear me call it Saigon. But yeah, District 1 is directly in the center of the city, as it should be, and you can access pretty much everything. You know, if you get an apartment anywhere in this, you're talking Golden River, even here, even Central. You're talking Central, which is in Binh Thanh, different district, but Central all the way down here, there's apartments over here, apartments over here, apartments over here, and then you go over the bridge over here and you're at District 4. You've got a great walking area. You can walk so much. You can traverse. You know, I don't ever recommend you walk to District 2. There'll be people that say they do. Total cap and bullshit on that. I'm not walking to District 2. I walk a shit ton, but is my fat ass gonna walk to District 2? No. But you can walk potentially, if you lived anywhere around here, all around here without a problem. And you have so much access to everything. For me, it's worth it to pay the $200 more. And that's about what it figures out to be. It's about a $200 difference. So for me, it's about a $2,400 a year difference for me to live in a super desirable, for me, location compared to a non-desirable location with a nicer apartment. Now that's a conundrum that you'll run into in any city you ever move in. I'm not saying I'm some fucking well-traveled or well-lived guy, but I have lived in a lot of big cities and I have traveled a lot of places around the world. And location is key inside of a big city. And I've lived in some of the biggest cities. I've lived in Chicago. I've lived in Los Angeles. I did a little stint in Miami. So I've lived in relatively huge cities. And I understand the complexity about living in a city. Like, you can even break it down further. LA, if you live on the west side, you're west side for life, baby. You ain't ever leaving the west side. And it's the same if you're in the valley. If you live in the valley in LA, you ain't ever leaving the valley. You ain't wasting 2 hours to go over the fucking mountain. So it's all relative to what you're looking to do and what you want. If you want somewhere to explore on foot aggressively all the time, discover some kind of new restaurant or bar all the time, District 1 is really where you're going to want to be. Now you're going to have that same experience over in District 2 because there's, like I said, it's a real hot up and coming area as of late. A lot of people are moving over there because you can get a cheaper apartment. So they've got a lot of up and coming restaurants over there too, but it again gets to the thing of like, do I want to actually hang out with a bunch of people from where I'm from? Because that's what, frankly, that's the feeling I get when I'm in Thowden. Thowden's great. It's nice. Great restaurants. Great. But I can't even tell I'm in Vietnam half the time. You know, it's white people everywhere. And while I am a white person, I have no problem with white people. That's just not where I choose to live. You'll never see me live in District 2. I'd rather not live in Saigon than live in District 2. Like, straight up. Location is important for me. I need to be able to get out of my house and walk and go do stuff within a 10-minute period. Now, I don't live over in this area anymore. I haven't disclosed where I live. I live somewhere kind of around here. But even where I live now, I can get anywhere where I really need to be in 15 minutes. And what's 15 minutes? I don't mind that. So it's imperative that you pick your location correctly. Now, where we're at now in District 1 is going to be more expensive. Golden River's expensive. That's why I don't live there anymore. These new apartments they're building are fucking crazy expensive. A lot of this stuff's going to be expensive. So the more you go down this way, the more affordable it's going to get. The more you go towards, like, Boivin. Living around Boivin, not on Boivin adjacent. You don't want to live even 5 minutes to Boivin or even 10 minutes. You want to be 15 minutes away from Boivin. You can get phenomenal apartments over there. You know, $300 to $750 a month for, you know, an older to a really nice, well done, new flipped apartment. So I mean, that was the big problem I didn't like in Bangkok. You're not gonna, Bangkok would be very difficult for me to ever really like because you can't really just go anywhere and just walk anywhere. At least when I've been there. Admittedly, I need to go again. I'm just not going to be too compelled to go again. I think Thailand's pretty expensive for what it is. I'm just not in love with it like a lot of other people. Maybe if I had been going to Thailand first, I don't know, but it's just not for me. So like, the thing I noticed big time in Bangkok is shit. Location's everything in that city. If you're not positioned well, you're taking a 30-minute MRT or subway or train or 45-minute car or waiting for a grab, or transportation becomes a problem there. And they legit have like a rush hour, which sucks because they have too many cars. So like, you've got to position yourself pretty well in Bangkok. But then that makes sense why you see those videos of like dudes on like Instagram. They're like, you can live in Bangkok for $200 a year. I'm exaggerating, but like $500 a month. It's because they're living on the outskirt of town, man. If you lived out on the outskirt of Bangkok, where it's like 45 minutes to an hour to Sukhumvit and like where all the action is, sure, your apartment's gonna be cheaper, 100%, but it's gonna take you forever to go anywhere. And I've done that shit. I played that commute game to save money and have a baller apartment in a cheaper area. It's never worth it, at least for me. I know there's gonna be some people in here that are like, I live in District 9 and I love it. Well, that's great. I don't wanna live in District 9. Never gonna wanna live in District 9. I didn't move to a metropolis to not live in the metropolis for me, so that is what it is. But if you do live in District 1 and you're a person that likes to walk, you can walk everywhere. I mean, my ass walks everywhere. If I didn't walk, shit, I'd be 300 pounds right now. Because I don't have a metabolism. I'm going to shoot the weight loss TRT video next, but shit, if I didn't have all this walking, my shit would be 300 pounds. Easily. Imagine how pretty this would be if they just didn't have all this trash, man. Number one problem in Vietnam, trash. Such a beautiful country. You want to throw trash everywhere. Boggling, it's mind-boggling. So if you didn't know what this is, I didn't know what this was for the longest time. I thought this was an abandoned project. This thing costs like $100 billion to make or some crazy bullshit. It's like an art convention center that they're just finishing. It seems some kind of bullshit scam to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. It's in the VN News if you want to read about it, VN Express. They're calling it like a cultural convention art center. Another one of those. But as you can see, things are getting built everywhere here. We're doing good. So that's the video. I think it's a very walkable place. If you like to walk, I don't see any reason why you're not going to be staying in District 1. You can find a pretty affordable apartment. As ever, if you need access to apartments at Golden River or any of the places I've ever filmed, just send me an email and I'll hook you up with some agents if you're interested. They're all still great places to live. As ever, if you want to watch me live stream, it's over at kick.com/fatandbroke. I'll be doing that a lot. And if you want direct access to me, that's patreon.com/fatandbroke. Patreon also has huge amounts of additional content on there. And if you just like to support me, that's the best additional way to support me. You can go on there for as little as $100 a year, sign up for the whole year, and you've got access to my Patreon for a year, and you can DM me directly. And if you want to go on a private tour, that's the way to do it. All right, guys, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.